I wasn't sure what this would become when I started blowing soap bubbles and transferring them onto the paper. The beautiful bubble texture looked so interesting that I decided to turn them into a group of whimsical hens. This was purely an experiment, and honestly, I had so much fun with the process. I hope you will join me in painting these whimsical hens and have as much fun as I had. To create the bubbles, I mixed a little dishwashing liquid with water and let the mix to sit for 2 days. Then I took a straw-like tube, tied a small piece of cloth to an end, dipped it into the solution and blew through it. It produced a continuous stream of tiny bubbles, and using the handle of my brush, I transferred those bubbles onto the paper. At this stage, I wasn't thinking about any particular shape or subject. I simply covered different areas on the paper with bubbles. Next, I added color first for the first two texture I used indigo. For the third I used burnt sienna, and for the last bubble texture I used burnt sienna followed by little amount of indigo pigment. Once the bubbles had almost disappeared and the texture had formed, I started seeing little hints. To give the first one a more defined body shape of a hen, I added few more bubbles to one side and applied the pigment over them. Now for the second hen, to define its shape just like a hen, I'm adding few extra bubbles as you see in the video. Then after that I'm adding the indigo pigment over that bubbles. Then I allowed the paper to dry completely. Next I started painting the head. For that I use a light value of indigo pigment. Then I used yellow ochre to paint the beak and the legs of the hen and used vermilion hue to paint the wattle of the hen. For the leg of the hen, I used yellow ochre. Then the leg that is on the far side should be slightly shorter than this one to create a sense of depth. Then I add the tails of this hen using a dark value of indigo pigment. After that, I rinsed my brush and using a light value of indigo pigment. I added few strokes for the tail, and that's it. Our first whimsical hen is complete. For the second hen, I add tails to it using a dark value of indigo pigment. Then using a light value of indigo, I paint its head. Then using yellow ochre, I paint its beak and legs of the hen. Next, using vermilion hue, I paint the wattle, and using a dark value of indigo pigment, I paint the eyes of the hen. And that's it, our second hen is done. The third one was little more challenging. I spent a little moment looking at the texture, trying to figure out how I could turn it into the body of a hen. After a while, an idea came to me, and I add its head using a light value of burnt sienna. Then using yellow ochre, I paint its beak facing downward and added the wattle. Then using yellow ochre, I paint its leg, and then for its tail, I mixed burnt sienna with indigo pigment to get a brownish gray shade and added a dark value of it for the tail of this hen. One of the things I enjoy most about this technique is that every bubble pattern is different. As you look at the texture, I want you to let your imagination take over. You might see a hen like I did, or you might discover something completely different. There isn't a right or wrong answer for this. Sometimes all it takes is looking at the shapes from a different angle and an idea begin to appear. You could turn them into a chameleon or a fish, a reptile, a tree, or even a decorative pattern on a dress. Whatever comes to your mind, just go with it. That's the beauty of this technique. It leaves a plenty of room for our imagination. For the last hen, I added the tails using the burnt sienna and indigo mix. Then I painted its head using a light value of burnt sienna and added a dark stroke near the neck using the dark value of which we used to paint the tail. Then I added the beak, wattle, and legs as you see in the video. So for all the hens, I follow the same process. That is, I'm adjusting each shape a little to give every one of them its own unique personality. By changing the position of the head, tail, and the legs, each hen developed its own character. That's the wonderful thing about working with random textures. And no two paintings will ever be exactly the same. See you in my next video. Until then, take care and bye bye from Prema.